Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kim and this is I'll Always Save, and today we are going to talk about the elephant in the room called debt. Nobody likes debt. I hate debt, but we all have it, I'm sure. Well, most of us have it. So my goal for 2026, 2027 is to become consumer debt free. Now, this is not going to include my house, my mortgage, because that's a long way out. But what I want to get rid of is my credit card debt. I do have a Jeep payment, but if I can get rid of my credit card debt, I can pay off my car. So, yeah, so this is going to be my debt journey. I will hopefully be able to post at least once a month a debt video showing my progress. I do have a little side hustle. Of course, you all know that I have an Etsy store. So anything that I earn off of Etsy is probably 90% of it will go towards my debt. I need to get rid of it. I'm swimming. As you can see, I have quite a few credit cards, and I've been, basically living off of credit cards. I get a credit card, half paid off. I end up having to use it. There's always that one thing, that comes up. So I do have an emergency fund, which I do not want to touch. I also have a Christmas fund that I do not want to touch. And the reason why I don't want to touch them is because for the past, I don't know how many years, Christmas has always been on a credit card. I don't want to do that anymore. I want to pay for Christmas and be done with it. I don't want to have to put it on a credit card and pay on it every month and earn all that interest and, pay all that interest, not earn interest, but pay interest. I don't want to do that anymore. I'm too old. I want to retire at 65, which is only 13 years away. 13 years. I need to get rid of this before I retire. I would like to retire at 65. If you do the math, you'll know how old I am. I do have a 401k, but I did not start my 401k until later in life. So I can't really rely on my 401k to keep me afloat along with Social Security. So if I can get rid of my consumer debt, and you will see how much I pay every month, just my minimum payments. These are minimum payments for my credit cards. I am a low income. I live in the great state of New York. Anybody that lives in New York knows it doesn't matter what the item is, it's going to get taxed. We're drowning in tax. So it's very hard to save a lot of money, especially when you can't afford, certain things. Yes, my husband does work, but my husband is getting up there in age as well. He's very close to retirement. Actually, I'm hoping he'll retire next year. He will be 62, but I don't know if that'll be possible for him. He also has health issues, so we pay a lot in medications. I do have insurance, but y'all know medications are expensive. This is not helping. This debt does not help saving for them things that he really needs. So this is going to be my debt video. I'm going to show you the balances. Yeah, the balances as of, I think, last week. Some of these may change only because some of my cards have not come through with the interest rate or anything on there. But this is a ballpark figure. This does not include my house. This does not include my car payment. So let's go ahead and get started. So I have 15 cards. 15. That's a lot. And yes, every single one of these has a balance. Alright, so let's get started. So my first account, and I'm doing this from smallest to biggest, okay? So my first one is my PayPal. I owe $196.14. Hopefully you can see this. My camera, I don't know what's going on with my webcam. I don't know. If I can, hopefully I can zoom in a little bit better so you can see. Let me see if I can get this. Oop, wrong direction. How about down? All right, so hopefully you can see that. I don't know. So the balance is $196.14. Now, when I pay off my credit cards, I'm going to be doing the snowball. The snowball way. I was going to say snowball effect, or, but I'm going to be doing the snowball. You can do the snowball or you can do the snow avalanche. The snowball is basically, I'm just going to pay off a card, take that payment, roll it over onto the next card, and so on and so forth. The avalanche is, I believe, you take your highest interest rate card and you pay that one off first, and then you work your way. Because I am low income and because I have a few smaller balance cards, it'll be easier for me to pay these smaller ones off and just roll everything over. And that way, once we get to the biggest card on here, all of these payments will go to that large card. All right, so my PayPal, $196.14. My payment every month is $41. This one I hope to have paid off in the next week or two. You're going to see this video probably on the 1st, so every 1st of the month is when I'm going to post these videos. My next one is my Platinum card. The balance is $200 and the payment is $25 every month. My next one is an NBT. This is where I bank. This is where I have my checking account. I do have credit card through them. Actually, I have 2 credit cards through them. So the first one, the balance is $315.12 with a payment of $46. Then my second NBT, I have a balance of $305.05, also with a $46 payment. And if I'm not mistaken, one of these is actually higher than what this is. Again, I live off my credit card. When I get an available balance or available credit, something always comes up. But that's got to stop, and that stops today. My next one is Barclay. Now, that's funny about this Barclay, because this has changed 3 times. It was a GM card, and then it was something else, and now it's Barclay. I don't know. They keep selling the company. I have no idea. So the balance is $515.01 with $30 monthly payment. My Sabre card, which is a Capital One. The Platinum card is a Capital One. My Sabre card is a Capital One. I owe $689.83, and my minimum balance is $28. My next one is Fetch. And we all know what Fetch is. You scan your receipts, you get gift cards for points for, items that you buy. They do have a credit card. Should have never got it. My balance is $745.05 and my minimum payment is $45. My next one is Wells Fargo. I have a balance of $1,647.30 with a minimum payment of $53. My city is $1,638.16 with a minimum payment of $57. My Quicksilver is also through Capital One. Sorry for the shadow. Is also a Capital One. Has a balance of $1,806.56 and my minimum payment is $60. My Best Buy, which I got because I needed a new iPad. Yeah. I'm not even going to explain that one. This is not the iPad. The iPad already got paid off because it was an introductory, no interest as long as you paid it off by a certain time. Yeah, well, that went by the wayside. Minimum payment is $65. My BJ's card, which is also a Capital One card, is $1,982.25 with a payment of $56 a month. My Embark card has a balance of $2,557.96 with a balance of, or a payment of $92. My Mercury card has a $2,908.96 balance and my payments are roughly $101 a month. And my last one, which is my largest one, is my Discover, which is $4,226.46, and it has a payment of $117 a month. So those are all my credit cards. Those are all my balances. These are all of my monthly payments. 15 of them. On top of, I have a house payment, or part of a house payment. I pay half. My husband pays the other half. My Jeep payment, which I pay. I also have internet. I have cell phones. I also have our electric. Every 3 months, there's garbage. And then also I have, what is it that I have? Any little subscriptions. Because we don't have cable, we just have Wi-Fi internet. So we watch a lot on our computers. And then I also have groceries. And groceries are the big killer right now. The big killer. So the balance, my total debt, this does not include, like I said, my house or my Jeep. $21,694.19 just in consumer credit card debt. That's a lot. I have more consumer credit card debt than what my Jeep is. The amount for my Jeep is lower than this. I'm doing something wrong. So now I have to fix it. So every month, just in credit card payments, I pay $863. That $863 could go towards my retirement. It could go towards Christmas, my emergency fund, paying off my Jeep sooner, making an extra house payment. Yeah. So this is pretty sad. So my goal for the month of June is to pay off these top 2 credit cards. Every little bit of side hustle money I get, every little bit of any extra pay, overtime, which we don't really get a lot of, that's going to go towards this. Anywhere that I can save something, it's going to go towards this. Now, a lot of times with my Etsy Pay, I'm able to make bigger payments, but these are just the minimum payments. These aren't what I actually pay. I actually pay more than this, but this is what I have. This is what I have to get rid of. So that's where we're going to start. So I do have some trackers. This is my tracker right here. Each one of these honeycombs, let me come out just a little bit. Each one of these honeycombs is $100. I have already paid $300 towards my debt. Now you can see this number is different than this number because when these numbers came in, this number went up due to interest. But anything extra that I put towards my credit cards, I'm going to track. So hopefully by the end of the year, this will be completely filled in. This will be $14,600 towards the debt. And then I do have a second one. So hopefully as we go, this will get fuller and fuller. And these will get smaller and smaller. And then what I also did was I filled out a debt planner for each one of my cards with the starting balance. And then I have a tracker. So every time I make payments towards this, I'm going to fill in one of these, and I have one of these for each of my cards. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, that's kind of a little bit too much, isn't it, to keep track? It's not. I'm a visual person. I have to visually see that this is being paid off. So every time I make a payment, this will get filled in. It has my starting balance. Each one of the squares are worth a certain amount. So this is what I'm doing. And I have one for every single card. Now there is one right here that is already partially filled in. And this is my Barclay card, because my Barclay balance was actually more. So each one of these squares is $5. There's 100 squares on here. So this will be $500, but it's only going to leave me $15.01 once I get this paid off. That might go up because of interest, but that's how we're going to do it. So this is how we're doing it. And then, of course, my fetch, same thing. I started working on that already. My credit card payments are different. They go throughout the month. So some of these aren't started yet. My Quicksilver I've already started. My Best Buy I've already started. And I think that was the last one. Nope. My Discover card I've already started. And I do have a tracker for my Jeep. This is going to show me how quickly I can pay my Jeep off. My Jeep is under 20 grand. I have more credit card debt than I do on my Jeep. So yeah, so that is my plan. I am going to use savings challenges to keep track. And pretty much every little penny, extra penny that I get is going to go towards this. So hopefully I will be able to be debt free, hopefully by the end of 2027. So there we have it. That is the giant elephant in the room. Debt. Let's work on it. Let's get rid of it. I'm motivated. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please stop back every month and I will give you an update on my debt journey. It won't be as long as this video, but it will be informative. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are not subscribed, please subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. Hit the like button and leave me a comment down below. And tell me, how are you becoming debt-free? What kinds of things are you doing to get rid of your debt? I'd love some suggestions. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.